you for bearing with us while we ran away to take a quick break. We are back to rejoin our heroes in the middle of Bowman's ultimate test. Bowman had a very tense fight with Centuria, which did not go Bowman's way. Um, and Bowman was forced to make some emotional decisions alongside Mortis. Our other heroes did descend into the crossroads where they found Plastic, Adrian Eldritch, and spoke to him about sort of the nature of the world that he came from and what he knows about Adrian Eldritch's plans, and he did offer to assist them in stopping Adrian Eldritch from constructing the Centurion Prime and destroying the multiverse as we know it. So, yeah, things are great. Things are awesome. Bowman, you step through a door and you find yourself standing in a large, tarnished palace throne room. There is this sort of long, um, rusted and tarnished bronze flooring. There are deep columns that have some chunks missing along all of the walls. You do see Resonant in this room, standing next to the door as you come out. At the far end of the room, there are three skeletons sitting on thrones. The skeleton on the left has two emerald eyes. The one in the middle has one emerald and one ruby eye, and the one on the right has two ruby eyes. In front of them are three large chests sitting on pedestals. Um, and beyond the three pedestals, there is a corpse in the middle of the room that looks like it has been shot to death by arrows. And this is the real Resonant, so Andy, you are here as well.
Okay. Fletch, are you okay?
Uh, as okay as I can be. So far, the tests have been both physically and mentally pretty painful, so.
Gotcha.
But I think that means I'm at least over halfway. I'm taking
We
a
know.
wild guess.
Well, we know Kate disappeared when we went down into the crossroads. Um,
I just saw Mortis a moment ago.
it seems like things are happening almost on top of one another. Do you know what this place is?
Does this place look familiar to me?
It looks a little bit like Seven's castle in the Netherworld if you squint. Maybe that castle thousands of years in the future.
So he would say, like, it looks like Serena's castle, but
Sorry if you
worn
both
down.
squint.
Just worn down with time.
Okay.
Resonant
Well,
point of order. Something strange you notice is that you don't sense anything from the gems in the skeletons' heads.
okay.
If they are gems, you can't sense them as such.
Gotcha. I don't sense magical energy housed within that I could pull on.
No, no.
Okay. Oh, well, that's a bit weird. I, those those gemstones, they don't hold any power.
Well, the last test was making a decision, so maybe there's something between them. And
I
then Bowman's
guess.
just gonna move towards the corpse there and try to identify it.
Resonant will follow behind him.
Cool. Bowman, you notice that this corpse is wearing the long purple robe of Seven, but it is skeletalized. It has been shot full of arrows. On the ground next to the corpse is a magnifying glass. That is registering as magic to Resonant.
Well, that's magical. Why does this body look like you used it as a pincushion?
Um, not sure. Um, don't know what it means yet. Um, Bowman's just gonna take a look at one of the arrows. Is it like the same as the type of arrow that he uses?
It is.
Yeah, these are my arrows, but I don't remember doing this, especially to someone dressed like Serena would be.
How much have you beat yourself up over not being able to be with her since we got her back from Una?
Less so than I did before, but every time I've had moments to talk to her, but she's always so. She has her own work to do, and sometimes when I leave, there's moments where I regret a bunch of different things.
Do you think this is maybe a personification of that?
Could be. But why would it hurt her and not, well, myself?
In a way, it is. If this is, let's say this is an alternate version where you couldn't take it anymore. All your grief laying bare here. Perhaps a version of you that couldn't deal with it anymore and snapped. Doesn't explain the gems in the eyes. Not ruby and emerald. But this is a test for you. So everything in this room is supposed to mean something to you.
I mean, that's possible, but I feel like if it's a version of me, they're probably used to dealing with feelings of guilt, self-imposed or otherwise.
You haven't been coming around for sessions lately.
There's just been a lot going on.
It's not an excuse.
You're right. I just wasn't. I had other things that I was putting my focus into.
It's okay to focus on other things. You have to focus on yourself too. Setting a boundary, not crossing it, giving yourself time for you. I know how scary it can be being alone in your own head. Sometimes we have to get comfortable being uncomfortable. But sorry, I'm lecturing you and we're stuck here in your trial.
No, I appreciate it. I'm more comfortable with this suit on than outside of it.
I understand. Let's see if we can get you back to what we're focused on then.
Right.
Magnifying glass might be able to help you identify some other things here. Definitely reads as mystically enhanced.
Give me an expertise magic check, isn't it?
Okie doke.
You're good at those.
You want any assistance? Is this worth your time?
I mean, I won't turn down assistance if you can help.
I can.
You can't.
Roll the 1.
You did. Ugh. That's a 27.
27's pretty good. You get the impression that this magnifying glass is a one-use magical item that gives you the ability to see through one object.
As far as I can tell, it's single use, and it'll let you see through things, through one thing specifically.
Resonant being mighty and mentally trained, I would say. You think that this is more of a logic puzzle than it is an emotional test of
Okay.
Bowman. It might have something to do with the treasure chests.
And there were 3 of them.
Yes.
Okay.
One in front of each skeleton.
So, if that's the case, this might play more to your strengths. This might be tactical. Might be logical. If the magnifying glass lets you look through one single item, and there's 3 in here to choose from. She looks over at the treasure chests. The test might be to choose the right one.
And Resonant, with your 27 expertise magic check, I'll say that your magical senses also note that the pedestals appear to have some kind of arcane energy to them as well.
And that's what the treasure chests are sitting on, or?
Yes, yep. You think if the correct chest is placed on the correct pedestal, something might happen.
Gotcha. So, there's probably some sort of, as far as I can tell, there's some pattern that you'll have to either replicate or match or, mirror. Maybe it's not a direct one-to-one, but if the idea is that you have to put something on, you have to put the treasure chest on the correct pedestal.
Okay. I'm guessing the different gems in the skeleton's eyes are what's going to distinguish them.
Probably.
So if I check one of these boxes, it should tell me, hopefully give me some information to work with.
But you only get to use it once.
And the boxes all look the same on the outside, right? There's no difference, just they're on 3 different pedestals.
Yep.
All right. Can't really determine which one to check without more information.
I will add that the pedestals themselves, one of them appears to be green, one of them appears to be red, and one of them appears to be mixed red and green.
Okay. Are the pedestals in the same order as the skeletons?
They are.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I gotta check one of these. I can't think of a way to distinguish which one, so Bowman is going to check the middle one. That's on the green and... Is the green and red pedestal in the middle?
Yes, yep.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, let's check that one.
So Bowman, you stride forward, you take out the magnifying glass, you look through it, and you can see inside this chest there are only rubies. Looks like it is full from top to the bottom with rubies. And then the magnifying glass disappears.
This one only has rubies in it, so
Then
presumably,
you know one piece of the puzzle.
And Bowman will cautiously try to pick up the ruby full chest.
It lifts off the pedestal.
Okay. Are these light enough that I could just like switch it out? Like I don't have to do it like... Well, I mean, I would have to do it one at a time anyway. He carries it over there and then carries it in front of the ruby eye skeleton. And then he'll make the switch.
Awesome.
And then take that box and then put it in the other spot.
So you take the one that has all rubies, you put it in front of the 2 ruby-eyed skeleton. The pedestal makes this almost effervescent noise as air escapes from underneath it, and it sinks into the ground.
Okay.
When you put the other one on the middle one, nothing happens.
Okay. So then he will switch the first and second one. with the unknown ones, he'll switch them.
Excellent. When you switch the unknown ones, again the air hisses and both pedestals descend into the ground, and a door opens on the other side of the room.
You look a little surprised, Fletch.
Well, after what I saw in the last room, this just feels a little easier.
I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing that I was here for your easy task.
I mean, technically, we're there, or some alternate version of you. It's complicated.
Okay. You'll have to tell me more about that, I guess. Should we?
Yeah. The first room, Centuria was there, and then when we were done, we both went through the door, and then I saw Mortis, and then when we finished there, we both went through the same door. So,
Okay.
I'm guessing they're already back, so unless Overdrive shows up, I think this is it for now. I haven't seen Dr. Daedalus, though, and Alpha said he was supposed to be part of this.
Well, you haven't run into Gatorman either.
No, I guess not.
Well, still have a couple of trials ahead then, it sounds like. We kind of know what Adrian's up to. Probably best to tell you all about it when you're done here.
Right. Okay, then you all keep working. Don't let me slow you down.
You can never slow us down, Fletch. You're part of the team.
Yeah.
Don't give me that look.
I-
I'll sit you on my couch.
I don't know what look you're talking about.
It's the same thing with the voice.
You know, I never know what people mean when they mention that.
Come on, you. Let's get you gone. And Resident will head towards the door.
Excellent. Resident and Bowman, you both step through the door and find yourselves in the same room, along with the rest of the group.
But ho.
This room is sort of a large natural stone cavern, in the middle of which sit 5 statues of the Gator Man. Very Buddha-esque Gator Man. He's got a big pot belly. He's sitting almost zen. But each of these statues of the Gator Man has been defaced in a unique way. You notice the first one has had its eyes removed, the second statue has had its tongue removed, the third statue has had its ear holes filled, the fourth statue has had its nose removed, and the fifth has had its fingers removed. And the 5 of you are all standing together. There are 7 stone orbs scattered along the ground. They all look identical, except one of them is dark red. The ones that are not dark red are almost indistinct. They're gray in color.
Well, Morris is immediately going to give Resident a big hug.
Centuria will launch herself at Bowman.
Everything okay, Derek?
It is now.
Okay.
While everyone's preoccupied, a single tear rolls down Gatorman's cheek. These beautiful statues are so sad.
So I'm guessing all of you are you. And then this room is still part of the test.
Yeah, I would guess so.
It's a weird test. It looks a lot like me.
It's a lot like you.
A lot of you.
One for each of the 5 senses, it looks like.
5 is a lot of Gatorman.
There was one, then I found another, now I got statues.
What are
Universe.
those gem things? And she'll look at Resonant. As if anybody knows.
Do I sense? Yeah, I was gonna say, do I sense any magical energy
Uh,
coming off of these ones, or do they
these-
not appear to be like gemstones? They're more like glass baubles or something.
They're more like rocks, like boulders,
Oh, okay,
like polished stone.
okay,
They do not have any magical essence coming off of them, however.
okay.
Neither do the statues of the Gatormen.
The statues and the boulders aren't magical. They're really just rock, highly polished, but they're not gemstones.
Lost one red.
Maybe they're meant to be part of the statues.
Each statue is missing a primary sense, from what I can tell. Sight, hearing, taste, touch, smell. If the marbles represent the senses,
But they're just rocks.
everything in here is a test. What we see doesn't necessarily mean it's what it is.
7 rocks and 5 statues.
Could be one of them needs 2 for the eyes or something like that.
2 eyes, 2 ears, 1 mouth. No,
5
'cause a
fingers.
nose. Yeah, it doesn't make.
And fingers.
Gatorman, do you have 5 fingers in each hand?
Does. He's still more man hand than gator hand.
Oh.
Suddenly, a bunch more boulders appear in the room.
I was like, Alex Googled how many fingers do alligators
Um,
No? Ooh.
Do you want to know something fun about alligators?
Yep.
but
They have 5 fingers on their front hands, and they've got 4 fingers on their back hands.
why
'Cause
do
they
you know
don't have
that,
an
Alex?
opposable digit on the back, I guess.
I may have Googled how many fingers alligators have.
You're aware. Oh, the
The
ear
more you know.
statue, it's filled, right? And maybe that needs something removed instead of added.
That's a good point.
Okay.
Well,
Go look and see what it's plugged with.
It looks like the ear holes are full of stone.
Oh, it's like hardened in there, like it was like.
Like somebody didn't drill the holes in.
Do all
or
these
whatever
statues
the
look
whatever
like they were?
the sculpting version of drilling is.
Do all the statues look like they were made this way? Like they weren't like. What
Is
is
there a
the word?
break for the tongue, or is it just not sculpted?
Yeah, that. Thank you.
vandalized.
Give me a perception check or
Thank
an
you.
expertise sculpting check.
Oh,
Expertise, romantic literature. What?
yeah. I was like, what about romance
You know what?
fiction?
I will. You could roll that if you want. I'll let you roll that.
Wait, what was the other one?
Perception.
Oh no, I got to roll perception. It's higher. Well, that didn't really matter.
It's a
Well,
little.
I got. Wait, no, I've got like so many freaking points. Like, I have like 8,000 points.
12 luck points at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, legit. 27.
You get the impression that these statues were sculpted that way. So the eyes were
Okay.
intentionally removed, the tongue was
Yeah.
intentionally not included, the ears were filled, and the nose was not sculpted.
Got it, got it. I was imagining like Jonesy said, like they were like vandalized. Good to know. You don't think we have to like carve the stones, right? That's too much.
Oh, it's a good thing Centuria is here.
I mean, maybe. let's figure out a way to distribute them before we do that. Okay. If we give the eyes one too, and then I'm not doing the voice the whole time. I was kind of assuming the one with the tongue removed would take the red stone, which I don't know. And then the nose one would just need one, maybe. And then there's 3 left for the ear one and the fingers one.
Is the nose like the ears? Like, are the nostril flares there, but it's not drilled in? Or
That makes the most sense, because otherwise the whole snout is missing.
Oh, then the nose one might need 2.
might not need any. Drilled in.
Oh,
Yeah, 'cause it's another one where you're taking away.
yeah, I don't recall whether it's the crocodiles or the alligators that have like the bumper. I don't know how their face works.
Gator Man, come here.
Face work?
It smiles when it's happy. It grins when it's unhappy. It grins when it's angry.
Do we want to take just like at least take a swing with the eyes and see if 2 stones works in there?
I may have forgotten to mention this, but there is a basin in front of each statue that looks like it is the size of the ball.
Yes, you
Definitely
forgot
did
to
not
mention
mention
I
that.
forgot to mention that.
That would have been cool.
Okay.
Wait a tick, I just discovered these basins.
Thank God we didn't carve these stones, y'all.
Oh. This is.
There's only one basin,
There's only one basin for each statue.
and it's the size.
Looks like
Of
it is
one ball.
appropriately sized for one orb, yes.
Ball in a cup.
Ball in a cup.
Like,
Okay.
There's no distinguishing marks on any of the orbs, right? Just 6 look the same as dark gray, and then 1 is red.
Yes. At least from a distance.
you
Oh,
want me to bring him closer?
yeah. Let's get a closer look at these.
Go over and pick up number 2 brown one and bring it back.
Why number 2?
Cause deuce.
Well, you grab the second stone. You bring it over. It is gray in color. It is sort of rough to the touch. It looks like it is generally about this big. Slightly bigger, slightly smaller than a cantaloupe.
Chocolate.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Okay.
Because as an American, I would use anything except the metric system.
So they're 10 centimeters.
Hand it off to Bowman, and then since it didn't explode, go grab the others and bring them close.
Yeah, let's just grab all of them, see if we can see if there's any other distinguishing marks on them.
Cool. The one is red. Gatorman, as you are bringing them all over, you notice that the 6th stone feels smooth to the touch rather than rough to the touch like the other ones have.
This one doesn't feel scaly like the others. Hand it to Bowman as well.
Maybe it's meant for something smoother, like the eyes.
Or no. That seems silly.
What?
You have an
One
idea?
looks different, one feels different. Does one smell different, taste different, sound different?
That's a good point.
There's still 7 of them.
You're giving
2
them
of
a
them don't
smell.
count. I mean,
You giving them a sniff, Gatorman?
there's a chance to sniff. That's what we do.
Gatorman, 6 of them smell moldy to you. One of them has a slight smell of smoke.
This one smells different.
Then
Put it in front of
I
the
see.
basin, but don't put it in the basin yet.
Right. Put the red one in front of the one with the eyes. So the one in front of one of the fingers, like I said, in front of the plinth, not on it.
I'll listen to the rocks.
You're just gonna hold them up
What?
to your ear?
Like a
I could-
seashell.
I
What
hear the
does-
ocean.
What does the rock say?
Sandpaper.
On maple syrup?
Ooh.
I am buying syrup and sandpaper as soon as possible.
So you can prove that it sounds like nothing.
It sounds. I'm sure it sounds like something. It must.
Just somehow makes like a really loud bang.
It sounds
must.
like it sounds like disappointment.
Put syrup on sandpaper. What happened? My internet
It
went
sounds
out.
like you've been lying to yourself for like 5 years now.
My internet went out. It's like 10 years. Aaron, Andy, how long have we known each other?
9 years going on?
Yeah, it's a long
8,
time.
9 years? Yeah.
I think it's more than that. I think I've known you longer than No Cat, and I've known Cat for 9 years.
This is probably true, but that didn't become a joke till 8, 9 years ago.
Right.
So,
Centuria, you listen to the rocks, just you hold them up to your ear and you don't really hear anything.
I'll knock them on the same spot on the ground and see if they make a different noise.
You notice that 6 of them make a hollow knocking sound when dropped, but one of them makes a dull thud sound.
I really wish that it was the ocean one, but it had to be the boring option. And I'll put it in front of the ears.
You know what boring, you know what sense is left.
Yeah, so this is
Well,
Bowman's test.
lick them.
Right.
Well, what do I
That was-
taste like?
I mean, at least you're down to 4
Mhm.
rocks instead of 7.
That actually does make me feel a little bit better. Bowman will taste the remaining rocks that have not been placed. You better appreciate this universe.
So, Bowman, you take each of the remaining rocks and you taste them. Are we talking like a lick, or are we talking like a gobstopper? You just popping them in there?
You said they were the size of cantaloupes.
The briefest of tongue contact, just like yeah. Okay. Move on to the next one.
Bowman unhinges his jaw and gobstoppers it up and leaves it.
Bowman, the anaconda.
It's Ed and Eddie style. Ed and Eddie style.
You are the natural predator. High bow.
Oh my
We didn't go to the
God.
cartoon universe, Alex.
Bowman, you lick the remaining rocks.
Yeah.
2 of them taste like salt. One of the remaining ones tastes like copper. So you sort of get this weird magnetic, bloody taste in your mouth.
This one doesn't taste like the others.
I
I'm
mean,
pretty
these
sure it's
rocks,
this one.
It's not like the other.
Well, do you think we should all put them in at the same time, or do you think there's an order?
Bowman.
Is there anything different between the basins?
Does not appear to be.
Yeah, I don't see anything to distinguish a certain order. But doing them all at the same time, I mean, that could be why all of us are here.
Yeah, the statues left to right are eyes, tongue, ears, nose, fingers. If that sways you in any direction.
I just have everyone everyone pick up a boulder, stand in front of a pedestal, and 1, 2, 3, place.
On 3 or after 3?
On 3.
Well, that one's Bowman's. He licked it.
Yeah, no, I'll,
Yeah.
I'll take this one.
I want this episode of our animated series right now. That's the first time I've ever made heroes taste something before solving a puzzle. Alright, so you all roll them in on 3?
On 3.
On 3 or after 3?
On three.
Apparently on 3.
Okay, just
We're
check.
the
That's
only
a
wizards
question.
do that.
4 is right out. 2 is not enough.
And as each basin goes in, the Gatorman statues are restored. It looks like their senses return to them. They are made whole again, or they are They are carved in the places they need to be carved, and the 5 of them turn around and descend into the ground, revealing a doorway out.
Hopefully this takes us back to the archivist.
I hope so, but well, now I don't know what Alpha did with Dr. Daedalus.
Maybe he failed his test.
Well, if he did, it's because he didn't have anyone there with him.
Seems to be a theme from this world.
Maybe
Let's
they're
go.
not done testing you. Be careful.
Go
Always
ahead,
careful.
Bowman. We'll follow you out.
Yeah, and Bowman will lead the way down to the last, well, not the last door, the next door.
Awesome. Bowman, as you lead the way, you step through the door and you find yourself in the archive. Alpha mentions in your mind, Bowman, that you have passed the trial of might, resolve, mind, and sense. And that the trial of justice awaits.
Justice.
Hey, justice.
Tooth
Um,
justice.
Bowman will respond in his mind, I'm ready when you are.
Tell your friends you will return momentarily.
I got a telepathic message from Alpha. He's saying there's one more test. I don't know if I can bring all of you. He's saying that, I have to go.
Careful, please.
You good?
Yeah,
We'll be here when you get back.
Still got a universe to save.
You'll be great.
I'll try not to keep you waiting.
Be here.
Well, Bowman, as you leave the group once more, you walk through a door in the archive and you find yourself in a small dark room. Alpha is there, along with Dr. Daedalus, who is tied to a chair, minus his armor. And Alpha looks at you and says you've done well on the trials that you have endured so far. This last one is only for you. Dr. Daedalus here knows of a way to kill the Praetrix. He is the only one I know of who has that knowledge. But the only way to free that knowledge from him is to kill him.
But I thought you had some sort of brand or something that was capable of nullifying her powers.
We can nullify her powers, but a being like that will eventually restore their powers. Daedalus has a way to permanently end her reign of terror.
Do you mean permanently as in killing her?
Indeed.
So, you want me to kill this Dr. Daedalus so we can learn how to kill the Praetrix?
I want you to do what you think is just. This man has done many, many wicked things to our world over the millennia. And his intentions are to do many, many worse things. And he has enabled everything that the Praetorian and the Praetrix have done through his encouragements and through his experimentation. I could feel Genesis with the people he has killed.
And this is it then. I don't get to the only way to know what he knows. How will I learn his knowledge if he's dead?
It will be transferred to you. His knowledge of Praetrix, his knowledge of Adrian Eldritch's movements through our dimension. His knowledge of the Preserver Stones.
Bowman will take out his bow. He will knock an arrow into it. And he will lift it, have it aimed towards Dr. Daedalus. And okay, sorry, I'm thinking.
Stop the Jedi, wait!
That's the Skywalker.
No,
Alpha is giving away nothing on his face about what he's grading on for this rubric.
But he's great.
Is he on a curve? Is it on a curve?
It's a recurve.
Oh,
Ooh.
That's a bow joke.
Sorry, Bo.
yeah, he will lift the bow. He will have the arrow aimed, and he will. I mean, I guess he'll say, I'm just trying to figure out how to word this, and I'm super nervous because everyone's looking at me.
All the internet, the entire internet.
Mhm.
I know you said that this test, it's just for me, that I'm supposed to do this on my own, but even here right now, I'm not on my own. I still have my friends and my team to rely on. And we can find a way to do this that doesn't involve killing anyone, even this man, as much as he deserves it.
And you believe this is the just way?
Whether it's the just way I can't determine that, but it's what Bowman would do. It's what a Bowman should do. And he's just gonna shoot the arrow into the ground. I won't use.
Alpha.
Oh,
Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead.
he'll say, I won't use my father's weapon to take a life.
Alpha will smile and say, "You are the one who will stop Eldritch. You are just. And I do have a way to stop Praetrix, if you so choose to do so." And Bowman, you are filled with the knowledge of how to construct a brand that you can put onto Praetrix to nullify her powers with.
Ooh. Can I put it on an arrow?
Yes, you can put it on a brand arrow.
I was literally typing arrow brand in the chat when you said that.
Excellent. And Alpha will smile and say, I will hold on to Dr. Daedalus until the time is done. He will answer for his crimes, but he will answer in the way of justice, not in the way of vengeance.
Good.
You're a good man, Fletcher Beaumont. Now return to your friends.
Yeah, we'll just give Alpha a nod. And hopefully return to the team.
The door will open and you will arrive in the archive with everybody else. And the Bowtooth will give you a big toothy hug.
Yeah, sure, he'll return the hug.
Get your
Right.
arms around the molar.
Game recognized
Centuria
game.
is also going to hug both the Bowmans,
The bow people.
the bow people.
Told you we'd be back. We'd be here when you got back, Fletch.
Yeah, all of you, thanks. It was weird and stressful, and I don't think I would have made it without all of you.
We're a
Ask a
team.
question.
Yep.
Why do you have a handprint on your face?
I don't know where that came from.
Centuria's like looking everywhere else.
Yeah,
But
Bowman, you're going to be
Bowman.
bruised for a minute.
But more importantly, for now, we can decompress on all of that later, but I know of a way to nullify the Praetrix's powers. And I'm sure you've all done some research on Adrian since I've been in there.
Adrian's trying to collapse the multiverse to a single point. To do so, he needs pieces of Centurion Prime to do it, because at the beginning of all reality, he was the one that split the universe into the multiverse.
Oh, okay. Why is he doing this? That's going to kill infinite beings.
We don't know. We didn't ask the book that question. We actually, you still have a question that you can ask the book, and so does Gatorman. We do know that Anti-Eldritch is most likely along to backstab Adrian at the last moment, steal the power for himself, which means, as tropey as it is, though, there's going to be a betrayal at the end of this.
We also rescued the toy Eldritch. He's here now.
The what? Oh,
Little action figure waves at you from the ground.
That one.
He's hovering on his little cloak
Oh.
of levitation.
I was going to point out Centuria's costume has a action figure pocket.
It's like old times.
Eldritch will look up like at Centuria. Is that okay?
Uppies?
okay, he's cute, he can stay.
Centuria's like, we'll talk about it.
I'll hover until then.
We know, based on everything else too, we know that Adrian is after something back on Earth Prime. He's headed to Seven's domain.
Right now?
For yeah, or he's already been there. We don't know. We don't know where he's at currently. But he's after the unsullied heart of a mage back on Earth Prime. And as far as we know, that's coming from Seven's neck of the woods.
We have to get there. We have to help her. I'm not
Is it-
sure what condition she might be in right now.
No clue. But we have to, if you said you have a way to deal with the Praetrix here, do we just drop that and not help the people here as best we can and head right back home? Or do we deal with the problem in front of us and head back?
Is it information that could be passed to the team here that they could use?
I don't know that the team here is strong enough to go toe to toe with her for long enough to get that onto her.
You don't know that they're not.
That's true.
You
I
don't know if they're alive. They haven't checked in since they went on their mission.
They
this
didn't
is
fight
also
a kaiju. They're fine.
We can't spend too much time, but we should at least regroup with Arctic Fox and the rest of his team. We shouldn't leave until we figure out a plan for here. If that requires us staying,
I don't know how comfortable I feel with just leaving them, knowing how I could be. And she's worse than me.
yeah.
yeah, I don't want to leave without at least letting them know how to construct this device.
As much as it's not our problem, I would probably regret it for the rest of my life.
So back to Vietnam.
Unless we have we still have 2 questions we can ask the book. If there's anything else we can think of.
I think
we
the
have-
what is he looking for question is a good question.
Thanks, Bowtooth. I appreciate your input.
Then why don't you ask that, Bowtooth?
Just as a GM to you guys.
Thanks, Bowtooth. Good advice.
Well, Bowman, it's been taxing for you. Saved your question, and we still have one in the bank, right?
Has
Right.
Bowtooth asked a question?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, he did?
Bowtooth asked where he was going.
Right.
So, yeah, sounds good. Let's mess with the book.
Figuring out what he's looking for.
Yeah, I'll do it. You recover. So we may need that other question down the line, and you'll be the best one to ask it. So,
All right,
get rid of the
just
book.
be careful.
Worst gonna happen is it explodes me like it did the plastic guy, and then you have to come to hell and save me. That's fine.
I mean, I don't think that's exactly where you'll end up.
Let's find out.
Gatorman Heaven has to be somebody's hell.
I'm one of the statues, and my nose is gone.
Well,
I suspect-
Gatorman. Oh, go ahead, Jonesy.
I suspect it's OSHA because Gatorman's heaven would just be an overstuffed kitchen with lots of boiling pots and pans and food.
Gordon Ramsay yelling at me in the corner.
Well, Gatorman, you step up to the source book and you are overwhelmed with the information that comes pouring into your mind about the nature of the universe and everything, life, the universe, and everything. And you are free to ask your question.
What ingredient does he need to collect from each realm to complete this ritual?
And you are given that information. I will read it out loud to the audience, but I will also share this document with you guys. From Seven's domain, he is looking for the heart of the unspoiled mage. From a world full of doom, he is looking for the eyes of Agamotto. From a planet of jungle monsters, he is looking for the might of the sun, S-O-N. From the Wafandi different than resonance, he is looking for the soul of the crystal guardian. From a mall plagued with infection, he's looking for the Queen's will. From a city of titans, the child of fortune. From a bottled city, a 12th level intellect. From a world of plastic and imagination, it is the spark of creation. A world of glass and lights, the blood of the immortal despot. And a world of steel and sorcery is the grail of the divine.
Only a 12th level intellect, huh?
It's a pretty decent intellect.
It's not a 13th level intellect.
No, but maybe we'll get Charles to come hang out anyway.
Step back, hold my head. You know, things were so much simpler before I met all of you.
Yep.
Yeah. But here's tell him what he's looking for.
Well, let's check in with Arctic Fox and the rest. Excuse me. And see if we can head back. The sooner the better. We can help Seven.
Sounds good.
Do we still have comm device? Well, actually, I don't even know if they work from here.
They do not work from Genesis, but
From the heart of in the alternate dimension.
Alpha will go ahead and beam you guys back to Earth, anti-Earth Prime. As you arrive in Vietnam, does anybody have the radio sense?
Nope.
The what?
Radio. It's a sense. You can have radio like you can hear radio waves and stuff.
Oh.
Here, a point my tail can be an antenna. Nope.
Oh yeah, that's just the plate they put in my head. Sometimes I hear police scans.
Only from dead radio stations.
Well, since somebody has the radio sense, you do arrive back at the headquarters and you notice that the other heroes are still not here. Other
Can
than
check.
Nick and Sophie.
Right. Have you guys heard from the others?
Nick is sort of pale, and he will walk you over to a TV that is on in the headquarters. And you see that the Praetrix currently has the others on display, ready for public execution.
I guess we really don't have time to give them the info, do we?
It's not.
And Bowman, you receive a magical message from across the multiverse. You hear Serena's voice in your head saying, "Adrian is here, he's going to kill me. Send help." And that's where we'll end
Don't
this
you do
week's
it.
episode.
Dun, dun, dun.
None of you are surprised by this. You know that.
Oh my
Dick.
That's me.
god.
The final test is real life.
The final test is the cliffhangers we made along the way.
Mm-hmm.
But thank you everybody for hanging out with us here tonight. I appreciate you going on this journey of trauma with me. It's great. I'm having so much fun. As for updates around the network, next week we will not be here. We are taking that week off because it is my time to do my dev Q&A, which is usually a dev Q&A, but next week it's going to be an actual play over on the Green Ronin channel, so I will be there running Love is in the Arrow with more Bowman nonsense. It'll be great. All of the Bow folk will be there working together to do Cupid's job on Valentine's Day because he's over it. Thursday we will have a blog post detailing what we will be offering at Origins. Origin event signups are on April 29th, so please, if you are interested in anything that we do, or if you want to come and play with us while you're there, head over to check out that blog post. It should have the event numbers and everything you need to sign up for what we're doing. So you can come play games with us. I'm running Mutants and Masterminds. Andy's running a bunch of fun stuff. Aaron's running a bunch of fun stuff. Wiki's running a bunch of fun stuff, and we have our big Hades Invasion event that is going to be sort of a big celebration of the Untold Stories project and everything that we've done here over the last few years. Next Tuesday, the Gemstars will be back doing Gemstar stuff. I'm excited to hear about that. And if you have not yet signed up for our Patreon, please consider doing so. It really supports the channel. It means a lot to us. And for myself personally, I am currently in the midst of running a Kickstarter for my first ever comic book. So if you have not had a chance to sign up for that yet, head over to Kickstarter and look up Chaotic Good. It is a fun story of tabletop adventurers heading off to find whimsical fun instead of the trauma I give my players. Mostly because my artist didn't want to draw anything dramatic, so we're having a lot of nice, lighthearted awesomeness over there. I want to give everybody a chance to plug anything they want to plug and say goodbye, starting with Kat.
Hey guys, thanks for watching like always. We'll be here in 2 weeks, and then also catch up on our podcast if you haven't listened to it yet. I think the first 3 episodes are out, or has another Friday passed?
Yeah, the 4th episode's out on Spotify.
Oh god, the 4th episode is out. There's 4 episodes. And I think that we're a whole lot of fun, so definitely listen to that. If you're coming to Origins and you see any of us, definitely make sure to say hi. I'm really, really awkward, but I'll do my best to talk to you. We'll all be there except for Calvin, because Calvin doesn't want to come, out of the country. Like a loser.
Calvin
it's
hates
fine.
us.
Calvin does. He actually said that off stream. He said that I would come if you guys weren't actually intolerable.
Oh no!
We just keep him here because he's a good player, so, Other than that,
I mean, that part's true.
Poor Calvin.
He's not mean enough to overcome his talent.
Now that I've roasted Calvin, I will pass it to Jonesy.
I can't follow that. That is, thanks for tuning in, folks. Down to poor Calvin.
Oh man, this was a very normal and non-stressful episode of our adventures. Oh man, yeah, there's going to be consequences from this, long-reaching ones, and I'm very excited to find out what they are. So yeah, come back in 2 weeks, because now we have to wait 2 weeks to figure out what we're going to be doing with all of that. But definitely check out the podcast on Friday, and definitely come back next week for more of the Gemstars, because we finally have sort of a plan. It's a 2-step plan. Go to the villain and punch the villain.
It's a good 2-step plan. That sounds like a
Easy.
Centurion's type of plan.
Like
Yeah,
that
it
plan.
When it doesn't work, whap him with a stick.
I'm very excited for the day that Centuria and Ruby meet, because they're very much cut from the same stone.
One day.
One day. And as per usual, if you're over on the YouTubes, please check out the Women's Ice channel, because we have weekly tabletop RPG podcasts and gaming streams. Playing Sims tomorrow, and probably gonna play Sentinels of Earth Prime at some point. I'll announce that whenever that happens.
Did the Sims win?
It did.
Oh my god, I'm so freaking hyped.
How
Well,
hype?
that'll. So yeah, if you are hyped, then that'll be happening tomorrow. And yeah, I'll pass it off to Andy.
Everyone, thank you so much for joining us. If you're joining us live, thank you for joining us live. We have a lot of fun talking with everyone in chat while we can. If you're joining us either on YouTube or on Twitch on demand, thank you so much for peeking in on our little corner of tabletop role-playing goodness, and we hope you can continue joining us. And if you can join us live, please. We love to have you. With that, we'll see you in 2 weeks, and I'll pass it over to Deuce.
Hey, again, as everyone has said, thank you, and everyone from Multibama to Unitucky and everywhere else you may or may not know. So glad you could make it and watch us and see the shenanigans happen. So have a wonderful time, and always remember, parents, don't let your kids grow up to play speedsters. Back to Alex.
Thank you again, everybody.